Abraham was a tither. Let me say this here at this point. Tithing is the number one giving obligation in the covenant of prosperity. Number one giving obligation in the covenant of prosperity. Number one giving obligation. Why? It is the key to an open heaven order of blessings. Bring ye all the tithes into the storehouse, and prove me now, if I will not open you the windows of heaven and pour you out a blessing till you will not have enough room to contain it. Malachi 3:10. It is your key to an open heaven order of blessing. I saw it March 22, 1982. I have been an excited tither from that time on. Before I became a pastor, I was a tither. So you can't blame God for blessing a tither. We'll never be tired of tithing. We started according to scriptural principles for this number of years. You shouldn't blame God for doing it. Abraham was too sure. I'm sure God, who speaks to Abraham, spoke to him. Abraham, you want sustainable blessings, give the tithe of everything you are blessed with. And Abraham gave the tithe of all. And blessed be Abraham of God, possessor of heaven and earth. Abraham's giving gave him a place not only on earth but also in heaven. Jesus said, I saw Lazarus at the foot of Abraham. And the rich fool was saying, can you send Lazarus so he can drop some water on my tongue? I'm dying. Abraham, the blessed, was a tither. That is the most difficult giving to many people. And I can't tell why. Somebody gave you 10. He said, okay, give me 1 so you can connect with my supply channel. He said, no, 1 is too much. It's me who gave you the 10, or are you not aware? He said, no, I know, but 1. Don't you know my needs? Check to yourself. This is my record. The things, the bills I need to pay. God, do you know mathematics? Check it. God says, small boy, you think you can outsmart me? I gave you 10. And I said, the covenant is that you return 1. So I can be sure that the 10 I sent, you got it. Amen. Do you understand what I'm saying? So when you don't send the 10, God believes that you have changed your address. And so before you can receive the next blessing, you must let him know where you live. Can I hear your amen? That's why non-tithers live a miserable life. God has lost their address and is waiting for them to send in the new address. So until they reopen their tithing covenant, their blessing channel is disconnected. Their blessing channel is disconnected. I told you last night that all spiritual laws are universal. That you live in UK doesn't make a difference. Even if you live in the White House, it doesn't make a difference. There is no nation where there are no beggars. And there is no nation on earth where there are no paupers. There is no nation that is immune to poverty. Poverty is a universal citizen. It lives in every nation. It doesn't require visa. It's everywhere. There is no immigration law against it. There are people in this city now who don't know where to sleep tonight. Abraham was a tither. And if you are Abraham children, what do? Do the works of Abraham. John 8:39. It's not singing the song of Abraham. Abraham blessings are mine. I'm blessed in the morning. Good. Can you go to a bank to make a drawing where you are not banking? By singing. And you get to the counter, Abraham's blessing, amen. They say Abraham has no account here. Amen. Oh. Tithing is the gateway to kingdom prosperity. If you are not a tither, you don't have the key to an open heaven. Abraham was a tither. Then in chapter 18, we saw Abraham the liberal. He saw 3 men under a tree. He ran after them. Oh, please come. If I find favor in your eyes, let me bring you something to eat, to drink, and so on and so forth. Genesis chapter 18, verse 1 to 10. And so Abraham ran to the tent. He told Sarah, we got another visitor. Please get ready. Make the cake. Let me keep the key. And they started preparing for it, but they didn't know. Abraham, the liberal. And haven't you heard? The liberal soul shall be made fat, and he that watereth shall himself be watered unto. Proverbs 11, 24 and 25. There is he that scattereth and yet has more. There is he that withholdeth more than is required, he tends more unto penury. Abraham was a liberal giver. He entertained angels unaware. A supernatural need was met in his life. An obstacle was broken in his life. Sarah had a prophecy. You are going to conceive and bring forth a son by this time next year, according to the time of life. And that happened. Abraham was a liberal giver. Abraham was a succorer of the needy. Abraham was an entertainer of strangers. Abraham was not closing his door to the needs of others. He opened it wide to them. The liberal soul shall be made fat, and he that watereth shall himself be watered unto. And finally we saw Abraham, the sacrificant. We saw him in chapter 22 of Genesis, verse 1 to 18. Bring to me Isaac, your son whom thou lovest, and offer them unto me for a burnt offering. And Abraham rose up early in the morning. And he wasn't playing games. He walked 3 days to get to that mountain. And he didn't only get there, he bound his son. When he was leaving, he told his servants, you wait here. I and the son will go up to the mountain to worship. I'm going to worship God with this boy. And he bound his son, and he took a knife. Lord, I thank you. Hold it. Now I know that thou fearest me. That became an altar of generational turnaround. That's where God swore the blessings that all the forces on the earth today could not subdue. Israel is an unbeatable nation. Forget it. There's a powerful covenant covering upon that nation. He said, and your seed shall possess the gates of their enemy. That's why they closed Gaza at will. Shut it down and hold the key and walk away. Generational blessing. And your seed shall be mighty upon the earth. Can you ignore the Jews? For what? 7.5 million people only. Exporting food to almost every nation, fruits and flowers from the desert. I was there last week. Now, you see, one of them told me, he said, they have not really had rain 6 years. Except drizzles. They are even thinking of importing water now to tell you how scarce water was. Or can any nation beat them in agriculture? I told my daughter to help me buy some watermelon. He said, I can't carry it. The watermelon was like a cake. Everybody that has any intellect fears that nation. By a strong covenant covering and positioning through the sacrifice of a man. I must tell you this, friends. These are very vital secrets of Abraham's order of blessing. He was a tither. He was a liberal giver. He was given to sacrifice, and the heavens opened. I know the altar of sacrifice is the altar of turnaround. There are certain things in your life that when God places a demand on you for it, and you subscribe to it, He swears a blessing on you. 1987, the Lord said to me, my son, He pointed to it through my window, give me that car. Will God ride a car? No. So the car went off. And the Lord said to me, same day, my son David, even if you don't want to be rich, it's too late. Very clear statement. It was no guesswork. Just one little thing that doesn't do anything to anybody. Will I ever give a testimony of a car in my life? No, I won't need to. I won't need to. It won't be a testimony. Every time God makes a demand on you, it's because He has something reserved for you. God is not a taskmaster. And the issue of sacrifice are on the platform of personal communications. God communicates with you what He expects of you at one time or another. And when you pass the test of sacrifice, you move into a realm of unending supplies. It works anywhere. It works every time.